Hello fight fans and welcome back to a new breakdown and prediction video. In this video I will give you guys my breakdown of the UFC 257 main event fight between the notorious Conor McGregor and Dustin the Diamond Poirier. This is a rematch and it will be highly interesting to see them fight again, considering how good both of them have become since their first fight. Since their first bout, Dustin Poirier has had 13 fights with a record of 10 wins, 2 losses and the one non-contest fight against Eddie Alvarez. Dustin has had his ups and downs, but has in the last couple of years developed into a championship level fighter. With wins over Anthony Pettis, Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway, the Diamond earned himself a lightweight interim title, which gave him the chance to fight for the lightweight title back in 2019, which unfortunately for him ended up in a loss to the lightweight king Khabib Nurmagomedov. Conor McGregor on the other hand has had much fewer fights since their first bout, but has had much more success. With 6 wins and 2 losses and the one boxing fight against Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor went to become the first fighter to ever hold 2 titles simultaneously in the UFC and has become the biggest fighting star in recent times. Their first fight back in 2014 was at the featherweight division, and both fighters were upcomers and they went into the fight with some bad blood, like most of the fights where Mr. McGregor is involved. Conor put on a clinical performance and got the TKO after only a minute and 46 seconds. At that time they were not remotely on the same level in my personal opinion, but we are in 2021 and Dustin Poirier has, like stated before, become a championship level fighter and a force to be reckoned with. This fight is this time at the lightweight division and I feel that it's the best weight class for both of them. They seem to be much more healthy and physically stronger in the 155 division and does not have to cut as much weight. Dustin is coming off a 5-round war against Dan Hooker where he managed to get the decision win, and Conor is coming off a first-round TKO win over Cowboy Cerrone. And a lot of people think that Conor will manage to get the finish in the first couple of minutes this time as well, but I personally don't think so. Dustin has been in many wars lately and has shown tremendous heart, determination and durability. So I'm confident to say that this time Conor is in for a real fight, and with that being said, let's get right into the fight breakdown. This is a fight between 2 strikers that are southpaws. Their size and frame are almost identical, so I don't think that someone will have a size advantage. Conor will also have both the power and speed advantage in my opinion. Let's take a closer look at Dustin Poirier. He is a very boxing oriented fighter that likes to throw a lot of hooks in his combinations, and he has also a very beautiful body kick that he likes to throw against orthodox fighters. But because Conor is a southpaw, that kick won't be there, unless Conor switches to orthodox, and if that's the case, then be sure to see that body kick. So I personally think that Dustin will stick to his boxing and throw occasional low kicks, or switch stance as he boxes to finish the combo with a body kick from orthodox. Dustin is a fighter that has good cardio and a good chin, and does not back off a brawl. However, one of his weaknesses in my opinion is his head movement. He tends to stay with his head in the center line and gets hit a bit too much, and against a sniper like Conor McGregor, it's a very dangerous thing to do, and Dustin and his camp are very much aware of the precision and power that Conor McGregor possess, so it will be very interesting to see how we cope with that. Conor on the other hand is more of a striker that mixes up his boxing with his kicks. However, in his last couple of fights, we have seen less of the taekwondo style that he used at the beginning of his UFC career, and we have seen more of a boxing oriented style. But as we saw against Cowboy Cerrone, he will still use his kicks and he should use them in this fight too, to be as much unpredictable as possible. This fight will most likely stay on the feet as neither Conor or Dustin is the fighter that looks for takedowns, and both of them have good takedown defense and the ability to get to their feet after being taken down. Especially Conor McGregor that in my opinion does not get the credit for his wrestling that he deserves, so I don't think that Dustin will waste his energy trying to take Conor down. He will probably only look for a takedown if he gets rocked, otherwise he will use his boxing and occasional kicks. The Notorious will do what he does best. He will walk Dustin down and control the center, and look to set up his left hand, while Dustin will probably be a bit more passive and choose his shots more carefully, because he is not the typical pressure fighter, so the Notorious will for sure lead the dance. Conor is a master counterpuncher, and he will look to make Dustin pay every time he punches, or leave his head on the center line. So it's key for Dustin to keep moving his feet at all times, because when fighters stand in front of Conor McGregor, they will most likely fall sooner or later. Dustin Poirier will have to try to make this fight a dogfight if he wants to be able to have a chance to get the win. He certainly has the cardio to fight at a high pace. He has done it before, like the fight against Justin Gaethje for example. But Conor is a different striker, and as good chin as Dustin may have, I don't really think that his chin will be able to take a lot of damage, because Conor has that knockout power that no one possesses in the 155 division. So Dustin can try to tire Conor out like Nate Diaz did, but they are two very different fighters, and I can't see how Dustin's chin will hold up, because Conor does not score a point and move away. He comes to knock you out, and he will throw every shot with bad intentions. Dustin also possesses a lot of power, but is more of a TKO finisher than a one-punch knockout finisher like Conor. We have seen Dustin finish a lot of fighters, especially in the later rounds when they start to get tired. A fight that comes to mind is the fight against Justin Gaethje, where he took a lot of shots but stayed calm and composed, and as Justin got tired and a bit sloppy with his defense, Dustin then managed to land a beautiful straight left to rock him, and then got the TKO win. So Dustin does have the chin, gas tank, and the skills to make this a long dogfight. But the big question is, guys, will he survive the early storm that Conor brings? And if so, will he be able to land significant strikes to try to hurt Conor? Because I can't see another way for Dustin to get the win. He will have to survive the first two rounds and be fresh in the third and the championship rounds to then pick up the pace. Because I don't really see Conor getting gassed in this particular fight. So Dustin has to try to hurt Conor and make the fight as dirty as possible. As it goes for Conor, he will use his feints to try to counterpunch Dustin, and he will be looking for the knockout as soon as the bell rings. And I think that Conor McGregor will get the knockout eventually, but we will see a much longer fight than their first bout. I think that all the wars against top opponents that Dustin has been through have given him the experience needed for a big fight like this, because make no mistake, Dustin has fought a lot of top guys and has almost always managed to steal a win, so let's not sleep on him. However, I think that the precision and power of Conor will be the it factor, and if the diamond does not make this a dogfight, one of Conor's shots will make him fall in the second or the third round, which is my final prediction. I hope you guys enjoyed my breakdown. Feel free to subscribe and comment in the section below who you think will win and why. Thank you for watching, and until next time.